What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dev back again. First listen. Alright, not first listen. Review. I'm just so used to saying first listen. But today, man, we're here to talk about NAV, the brown boy. And you guys told me, man, you guys told me when I was on stream that he's calling it, well, he starts to, do brown boy. He's made a meme of that just because people got mad at him for saying the N-word. I know a lot of people really have a problem with that. I don't necessarily have a problem with that because I say that you're a product of your environment. If NAV has struggled more than, some suburban guy that went to Georgetown and lives in fucking, cobblestone guy, like, I don't need to tell people who could say the N-word or whatnot, but that's a whole different conversation. What I want to talk about here is Brown Boy 2 Deluxe, which is basically Good Intentions Deluxe. This is why, a couple artists have done this now. A couple artists have done where, specifically this year, Lil Uzi Vert did Eternal Atake, and then he did Lil Uzi vs. the World 2. I love this Eternal Atake. I've now switched it to I loved it. About 10 tracks that I take from there. Definitely a project that kind of just, made me look at Uzi a little differently. He did have Balenci track on there, which I did not like. He also had Silly Watch on there, which I did not like. I still don't like it to this day, but 10 out of 16, man, that's a solid project for me. I just feel like if you're going to do a deluxe, I guess that's the way to do it, but give us 2 complete projects. I feel like for me, man, when it comes to NAV, and I don't mean to be disrespectful because I am a fan of NAV, when it comes to NAV, man, he's not really here to make an album of the century, all right? He's not really here to make, I'm going to say that he's here for the money, and he's here to make some feel-good music, kind of just where we take a couple of songs, a couple tracks from there, and then we kind of just go with it. We don't really pay attention to the album. I know a lot of people, including myself, sometimes I'm a hypocrite of it. We kind of just critique the album a little too hard. Like any album that comes, in 2019, 2020, we're critiquing an album as if it's like, this conscious project is supposed to have this concept from start to finish and blah, 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 the way you're looking at it. You can't really look at artists like that these days, kind of just like how, like I understand that you guys love Dialits, you guys love your Dialits, you guys love your, Love is Rages 2, you guys love your, I'm trying to think of Lil Yachty's, you guys love your YNW Mellies. Look, they're not going to make conceptual albums, I get that. They're going to make albums that you kind of just go in, you take it, you love some of the tracks, and then you move on with your life. That's what they do. So I think that it's really not fair to these artists how we kind of critique them on a level such as a J. Cole or a Kendrick Lamar. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's okay for him to make trash songs, because there was one trash song that I would say, actually there's probably 3 trash songs on here that I didn't like totally, which was Status featuring Lil Uzi Vert, where he said cock. That was a no-no for me. There's only so much you can go by without hearing actual words, and I think that was one of the tracks that was no. There's another track on here that I really didn't like. I think it was Relax, and then Yes Sir was, I think it was either Yes Sir or Frequently. I can't think off the top of my head. I just think that, for Deluxe Brown Boy 2, whatever, the mixtape, the follow-up to Brown Boy, for it to have 14 tracks, there was no features on here, and I'm actually surprised how both of the albums, Good Intentions and Brown Boy 2, ended very well for me. Like, I love the last, 4 tracks from Good Intentions. I also love the last 5 tracks from Brown Boy 2. My thing is, if these are songs that that we love, we are all looking for vintage NAV, we are all looking for SoundCloud NAV. If you know that we are looking for this, why not just combine your best? Like, I fail to believe that there's, you don't go into a listening party type environment where you get all of your friends and all different type of producers to come together and say, hey, let's sit down and listen to all of these tracks together and see which one would appeal to the masses, right? And I feel like there's enough tracks on here for the album to at least be okay for a NAV standard, right? And, again, like I said, as much as I love NAV, I have no problem critiquing him either, because, you just can't all be out here as a stand, support everything an artist does. No, you have to have some kind of criticism. No one likes everything, all right? I lied. There's some albums that you like everything, but for the most part, there's kind of just like tracks you're just like, you know what, I can skip this right here. And then there's also unskippable tracks. I just think that from Brown Boy 2, there's only 4 tracks I really added to my playlist. And in my definition, that is a successful NAV album for me. The reason I say that is because whenever I put a NAV track on my playlist, or wherever I like a NAV track, it's not me just liking that NAV track for a couple of months or whatnot. I find myself always going back to NAV tracks. That's the crazy thing. Like his self-titled NAV, I still 10 Toes Down, Lonely, Myself, those all get played. You gotta think about Perfect Timing, Hit, Call Me, what I'm saying, Perfect Timing, self-titled Perfect Timing. Those are tracks that all still get played. Reckless, I can't think of a track I played from Reckless. I think there's one track, but it was the end of that track. It was track 13, track 12, and that intermission that I played. And then you gotta think about Bad Intentions. Bad Intentions, Bad Habits. That's what it's called. Bad Habits, Good Intentions. And I also think that was cool too. How he had it, Bad Habits, Good Intentions. I think that was really creative right there. Probably the only creative thing. I'm not gonna. Sorry now. Probably the only creative thing I gotta say that was probably about with the concept of the albums. But when you look at like Bad Habits. He had Tap Tap Tap. Think of another track that he had on there. I kind of like that. I can't think of the name right now, but I like that track too. That's on my playlist. So whenever I take a NAV track from his album, I always enjoy it for the long run. Like I always enjoy it. So I feel like on this album, while Good Intentions was as good as it was for me, well, half of it on a NAV standard, it was good as it was. You had tracks like Proud of Me. You had tracks like No Ice, MySpace, Did You Wrong, Overdose. You know what I'm saying? Recap. I think that the features also helped that that Good Intentions to kind of go far a little bit for me. I felt like there was a lot. There's only with Quavo and Lil Duke, and Quavo and Lil Duke actually ate their verses. I think there was just too much Nav. I think Nav isn't, I just don't. I'm not saying he's not as versatile, because he definitely is. Now that he does his trap rap and he does his singing rap, I just don't think that he's, that creative as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's that creative to where, he wants. Maybe he can do it, but he just doesn't want to do that. Where he could kind of just carry a 14 solo album like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Nav is kind of just where the 10-9 hits. And my thing is, why not go back to that old sound, that old soul that you had, the hurt Nav? I understand that, the trap is the shit now. Everybody loves, Weezy and Turbo beats. Everybody loves, I'm trying to think of who else, Take Keef and all that shit. They love those beats. I understand that. That is definitely the wave right now. But when people loved you, Nav, when you were kind of just on the come up, you were on your SoundCloud Nav, Beats by Nav days, tracks like, Two-Face, tracks like Heat, tracks like No Time. Those tracks gave me a nostalgia feel listening to you back in the day, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. That it has been back in the day, you can say that. But listen to you 3 years ago, where I'm just like, yo, this dude, and I always say, man, you can't fake struggle. You can't fake your emotions. If you're feeling sad, you're feeling down, that's how you feel, right? That's how you feel. You are down in the dumps. You are emotional right now. You are very resentful. You are very, you have a lot of regrets in your system. You can't fake that, because that's really how you feel. Yes, the jewelry and the flexing and the flaws and all that shit. Yes, I get that. That's also a feeling too. But I feel like you have more, emotions invested in your sad boy shit. So I feel like, why not just continue that shit while you did that? I think that you did give us a little balance there where you were kind of rapping, but that's why the second half of each mixtape or each album sounded great, for me at least. I think that's why, because it gave us that vintage dab, man. I think that's kind of just where your lane is, and why not kind of just, do more of it. I'm not saying stick specifically to that, but just make more chill shit. All right, that's what we feel like. We feel like the chill shit. And I feel like if you gonna make some goddamn hitters, go get Metro. Where was Metro? All right, you and Metro are cool. Go get Metro, man, because you did your thing on that Perfect Timing tape. And I just don't understand that, man. Again, I know a lot of y'all got, like, there's probably, like, the girl Norma. She was going in and Norma was going on. Y'all saw the comment on Twitter? Like, she was going on because I like Gunna and I like Nav's project. But she also discredited my musical taste, because if you look at this wall, look, we got Nervy right there. We got Late Registration, Kids See Ghosts, Linkin Park. You know what I'm saying? I got The Dream. I got In My Mind with Pharrell, Epiphany. So don't sit there and tell me that my musical taste is bad, because in all honesty, no one's musical taste is bad. All right? It is all opinionated at the end of the day. It's all subjective. No one has bad music taste. You like what you like. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us different. But don't come at me thinking you're motherfucking superior to me because you like what you like. Because you like Jimi Hendrix and I don't like Jimi Hendrix. Or not saying I don't like Jimi Hendrix, but I don't have Jimi Hendrix on my wall, or, I don't do, music reviews on him. Get the fuck out of here, man. Stop. Get off your high horse and just learn to love music. I think that, for me, man, I like Nav. I don't have a problem saying you Nav. And if you like Nav too, don't be scared of it. Don't be scared because people are knocking you down, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. People gonna say, like, I hate Nav, I got no music taste, but guess what? I probably get more bitches than you. That's... I'm just playing. Let me just stop playing. Let me on my high horse. Let me just stop playing. But, again, man, I like the projects. The only problem I had with it is, like, between 32 tracks, I just don't really agree with that. It definitely boosts your sales. I can see why you guys do that as well. I think you should just combine both of the albums into one. You could have had a solid project, but if that's not really your goal, you're really just trying to give us hits or songs and kind of songs that run up the streams, you do you. I'm not mad at that, but I'm glad that I took at least 4 tracks from each motherfucking tape, and I'm cool with that. So I can't be mad at that. There is some dumpster lines in there, but again, I can get over that. I don't have no problem saying when it's a dumpster line, but I also have no problem giving praise when praise is due. So we're gonna keep it like that, man. Get in the comments below, man. Let me know what's your favorite track from Brown Boy 2. Let me know what you think. If you want the full video, it is on Patreon. The VOD is on Patreon. If you guys don't miss those live Twitches, man. That's what I do. I can't get to every album, so kind of this is my way of doing it. When I review, I usually listen to it live with you guys on live stream and then upload the VOD on Patreon. That's kind of my best way to handle it right now. Again, you don't have to pay for it. I know a lot of people are getting mad, like, damn, why would I? Some dude said, why do I have to pay you for a reaction? People that do that are stupid. You're right. If you feel that you're stupid for paying for reaction, I agree. You know what? I agree. I think that's stupid. Paying for reaction is stupid. But you're not paying for the reaction. I think people are paying to support me. That's what the reality is. They're supporting me so I can do more videos. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really dumb. Don't watch my videos. Don't get mad because you can't watch the Brown Boy 2. Watch the review. That's how I feel about it. So we're gonna keep it like that, man. Get in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, follow me, let me know what you think. And until the next time, man. We are out. Peace.